Welcome to the Brand Boss Show, empowering you to rock your brand like a boss. This show exists to share all the tools, tips, and secrets you need to maximize the impact of your brand.
Welcome back, brand bosses. This week, I am incredibly honored to have as my guest, Heather Torres. So first, the official stuff. Heather is the COO of Think Media, one of the fastest growing media education companies in the world for video creators and smart entrepreneurs. In addition to running a 7-figure company, she is also a speaker, business coach, and marketing mastermind. With over a decade of digital marketing and strategy experience, Heather has helped thousands of creators gain clarity in their businesses and brands. She has built several businesses as well as working with Fortune 500 companies and government agencies. Think Media has partnered with top brands like Canon, Sony, and Amazon, and has been featured in Success Magazine. Heather is passionate about helping entrepreneurs grow their confidence in businesses through online strategy. She currently lives in Las Vegas, Nevada with her husband Isaiah and their 3 children they homeschool. And she's an all-around boss. Heather, thank you so much for being with me today.
Wow. I mean, if I didn't know that was me, I'd be like, she's pretty cool. So that was awesome. But really, I'm just a girl who had a dream that is just excited to help people. Like that's really what it dials down to. So all the accolades and all the things are great, but this is what I love to do. Just being real and honest and open and sharing my experiences with people.
I love it. You guys, Heather is the real deal. I had the incredible privilege of meeting her in Vacaville, California last September. You were on the Female Entrepreneur Roundtable, was the first that I was introduced to you to. And just was completely blown away. And then I met you in person and I was like, oh my gosh, she rocks. And have since followed you on all the things. So
yes, I love it. Yes. Isn't social media awesome? We can stay friends when we live across the country from each other. It's so cool.
It is. So speaking of social media, there is no one better equipped to tackle today's topic than you, my friend. So I will let you go ahead and dive right in. Brand bosses, if this is your first time catching this series, what we're doing is putting practical tools in your hands that you can take right now to pivot your business online. And so today we are going to be talking about YouTube. And Heather, I'm going to turn that over to you.
Yes. YouTube is such an amazing platform, but so many people are hesitant to get started on YouTube because let's be real, YouTube, it's kind of hard, right? YouTube isn't the easiest thing to just jump into, but YouTube is one of the best platforms to be building your brand and your business right now because it is what we call video real estate. It is a place where you can build a library of videos that can connect you with your target audience and help you increase the sales in your business. It is a search engine. By the way, did you know that YouTube is owned by Google? It is the second largest search engine in the world. So it's not a social media platform, even though it kind of gets grouped in with that. It's I like to describe it as the senior class president that's super cool. That's what YouTube actually is because YouTube is a place where you can put in your time and your effort and it will pay dividends over time. Unlike other social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, they're fleeting, right? You start posting things on these platforms and it goes away. You got to keep posting on those platforms. But what's great about YouTube is that you make a video one time and it works for you for months to years to come. So we create videos in our business that people right now, while we're doing this, are watching that we created 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and it's answering their questions. And so we become the person that they know, like, and trust and want to do business with. So YouTube is amazing. So do you have questions for me, Miss Rachel, or would you like me to just jump into some really key things?
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, jump into all the key things. I think that's such a powerful concept. Obviously I've heard it from you guys before, but for all the brand bosses who are new to this, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, guys. We all think of, going to Google, but I mean, you guys know I love to cook, and so how to, I don't know, fry an egg or something like that.
Yes.
You go to YouTube and it's true. I can think of at least 10 times in the last week that I've gone to YouTube for how to do something, whether it's how to use a software, how to, So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing about YouTube is YouTube has over 1.8 billion active users. So if you're like, but is my key audience on YouTube? Or will people even watch? 1.8 billion with a B people are on YouTube, and they do exactly what you just said. Right now, there's a statistic that says in the US during primetime hours, like when like big shows are on, more 18 to 49-year-olds are consuming YouTube rather than primetime television. Isn't that crazy? Like they're consuming more YouTube than they are actually consuming television. So just like you said some key things there, Rachel. You said, I wanted to learn how to do something, so I went to YouTube. That's what YouTube's for. It's not for cat videos. It's not to vlog your life. It is to be an educator that helps people solve problems. If you put your thinking hat on and you're like, okay, I'm a business owner. How do I solve problems? You're asked every single day, I'm sure, very simple questions that you think are obvious, but other people have no clue. So like for me, our dishwasher went out and I was like, I don't want to call someone. Right now we're in quarantine. We can't have people come in our home. So I went to YouTube and I searched in how to fix your dishwasher. I watched like 5 videos and guess what? I'm an expert now in fixing dishwashers because people, a company, a person who owns a business created a video that helped me. And it is so important to remember that when you become the person that is known, liked, and trusted by someone else, when you have a product that can actually solve their problems on a deeper level, they'll purchase from you. So let's go back. It's the number one, it's the second largest search engine in the world, owned by Google. So if someone types something into Google right now, like how to create a video with your smartphone, my video will actually pop up on Google because YouTube is owned by Google. So it's both platforms, which is amazing. So you're utilizing both platforms together. One of the key things about YouTube is it's international. So if you are a home-based business or you are a business that is a brick and mortar, you could actually be creating products and services that will serve a wider audience, like an online shop or an online course, something that allows for online exchanging of goods. You can reach a wider audience other than just the audience in your space. So this reminds me of Roger, who's a plumber in Texas. Now, Roger's been a plumber for like 40 years. He is not the guy you would think would become a YouTuber, but guess what? He's a YouTuber. Roger now has, I think, 40,000 subscribers on his channel. I have to look, but it's something around that.
Wow.
But he's now the leading expert in video for plumbers, okay? Because he created a new space for himself by going online. So while he's a local plumber, helping his local audience, he now has a wider audience of people that are asking for his expertise. So he's been able to create other revenue streams in his business because of going on YouTube. And here's the best part about YouTube that a lot of people miss. Out of Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, name the next one that's coming, YouTube is the only platform that pays you to be a creator. Let's think about that. It's the only platform that because you put in the work and created something, they will put ad dollars behind it and you get the larger percentage. So it's a 55-45 ad split. When an ad, when you watch a YouTube video, that ad comes up at the beginning. If someone watches past the time where that skip button happens, right? That skip button pops up and you click it, the person doesn't get paid. But if you watch past that skip button, they then get ad revenue. So if you're the creator and people are watching the ads on your videos, you get 55% of that ad spend. And it ranges depending on what your topic is. But let me just go back. It is the only platform that pays you to be a creator. So we know creators right now that are making 6 figures just off of ads. They're not doing anything else. It is another revenue stream for your business. Now, again, like anything, Rome wasn't built in a day. So it takes time to build these things up. But once it starts working for you, you'll start to see that revenue start to come in. So those are some key things about YouTube that I love. And I can't wait to tell some basic ways to get started. What do you think, Rachel? Should we do some basic ways to get started? Okay.
Yeah, dive right in. I love that you brought that up about ads too, because I was actually going to ask you about that. I feel kind of bad because sometimes I'm the person that hits skip. So I'm going to stop hitting skip now so those creators get paid.
Yes. And it's we don't even realize it. Sometimes like you're watching it and it won't let you skip, that is in the back end of YouTube. As a creator, you actually get to say what kind of ads show up on your channel. You get to determine how many types of ads. You get to determine how many ads. So you have a lot of ways of actually controlling the monetization that happens on your channel. But I let the ads run all the way through every time so that creators can get paid.
I will do that now too.
Yes. So let's talk about some basic practices if you want to get started. Rachel, I know you're going to start your YouTube channel. So I'm going to give you 4 things that you need to know when you're getting started on YouTube. Okay.
All right.
Ready? Okay. All right. So here's 4 basic things. 1, you need to know your niche. YouTube is a search engine, which means that people go and they type into the search bar. It's a machine. It's not a human. It's a machine. People go and they type into that search bar, and YouTube wants to deliver the best content related to that search topic. So I wanted to search how to plant carrots in the desert in the spring. That is a very specific thing. Excuse me. That's a very specific search term. And YouTube served up to me the best videos, that gave me the best search term, right? It gives me the best video for what I am actually wanting. Well, here's what you need to know. You cannot go onto YouTube and just create videos about anything, because YouTube needs to be able to categorize you within a type of segment. So it needs to know, what kind of content are you creating? Who are you? Are you a gardening channel? Are you a parenting channel? Are you a business channel? Are you a tech channel? Are you a glassware channel? Whatever it is that you're doing, it needs to be able to categorize you because it wants to serve your content to your audience. If you're creating random videos about a lot of things on the same channel, YouTube gets confused. They're like, I don't understand. She did yoga one day and gardening the next day and cooking the next day. Who is this person? They need to know that you're going to deliver the same type of content so they can serve it up to the right people. So number 1, you need to know your niche. You need to know, who are you serving and how are you serving them? Now, you might be a multi-passionate entrepreneur, and that's okay. But on YouTube, you need to actually just pick a niche. You need to just pick one. And this is okay to have one channel first and grow to other channels, but you need to break through on one thing first before you can get known for multiple things. So you need to know your niche. That's number 1. Okay, write that down. Number 1. Number 2, the way to win on YouTube if you're just getting started is not to vlog your life. Let's just throw that out. Okay. That's what everyone thinks they want to be. That's not what you want to do. You want to do the ASQ formula. You want to answer specific questions. That's key. You want to answer specific questions. So as people are going to that search bar, guess what happens, Rachel? You start typing into YouTube. And then what happens when you start typing into YouTube? Have you seen this before?
Oh, yeah. It fills it in for you.
It fills it in for you. It's called auto predict. And what that's actually auto predicting is the actual terms that humans are searching for in order of how popular those search terms are. So if you go to YouTube right now and you type in homeschooling for, it's going to then predict kindergarten, first grade, with disability. It's going to auto predict all these different ones. Those are actual questions that people have. So each one of those keyword phrases, which is what the whole part of it is called a keyword phrase. That's your video idea. That's your topic. That's what your title is going to be. That's your video. So when you go and you start making YouTube videos, if you're already in business, you probably already know what people are searching. You probably already have an idea of maybe the top 10, 15, 20, 100 questions that you regularly get or that you know people are searching for, that they need your advice. So we recommend that if you're getting started on YouTube, your first 25 to 50 videos should be specific questions that you're answering. Now, beyond that, you want to look at your analytics. You want to go deeper into which one of those questions was actually the ones that were really on fire and go deeper into those categories. But when you get started, you want to answer specific questions. And the mistake that a lot of creators make is they don't do that. They go way too broad. They say like, how to live your best life.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. You're not going to win. But you know what someone needs? Someone needs to know how to organize my kitchen cabinet in an apartment. Yeah. That's a specific question. How do you win on your best life? Well, first you got to get organized, right? So you have to understand that the big thing, the altruistic thing that you're trying to do isn't actually what people are searching for.
Mm.
We call this the chocolate covered carrot. Here's
Ooh.
what this means. The chocolate covered carrot means that just what they need is not what they're asking for. People don't want carrots, they want chocolate. So you got to serve it up to them as a chocolate covered carrot. So when someone is searching how to get views on YouTube, for us, well, we obviously know that the chocolate is they want to get views on YouTube. But the carrot is, well, you have to actually make videos and make videos consistently and keep making videos, and it's going to be hard. That's the carrot. But the chocolate is how to get more views. So I want you to be thinking you're answering specific questions. What's the chocolate covered carrot? For us also, what can happen is the idea of being too knowledgeable in your niche. So a lot of times in the business segment, we already have acumen that we are just normal. It's just normal for us. But to someone just new to marketing or gardening or YouTube, those words aren't normal to them. And so one of the things we can do is we can have the curse of knowledge in answering our specific questions. So here's an idea. Right now, I don't have a blurry background. Right now, it's just a regular background. But if I wanted a blurry background, well, if I'm new to video, guess what I'm typing into the YouTube search bar? How to get a blurry background. But did you know that's actually not the technical term? It's called depth of field, and it has to do with the lens that you purchase with your camera and about how much light is going into it and about how much your shutter is and how much does that make sense? Like, that's a curse of if you are an expert in video creation. But I'm just the girl that wants to understand, how do I get the cool blurry background that all the YouTubers have? So when you're answering specific questions, I want you to remember, don't go with the curse of knowledge. Go a layer deeper than that. Really think about, how are they actually saying it? What are the actual terms that are coming out of their mouth? And if you don't have an audience yet and you're just getting started, I recommend going to groups and being involved in the community so you can see how people are actually structuring those questions. It's really, really critical to know how your audience is actually speaking and not what you want to deliver to them. All right, so you ready for number 3?
I'm ready.
For number 3. Here we go. So number 1, you need to know your niche. Number 2, you need to ask specific questions, the ASQ formula. Number 3 is one of the hardest words for entrepreneurs and business owners: discipline and consistency. Oh man, those 2 words, those hard words, right? But in order to win on YouTube, and really in anything, is that you need to be consistent on the platform. If you are going to say, I'm showing up for you, then you need to honor your word. It is so important as a business owner that in the smallest things you have integrity, and in the big things you have integrity. And the small things are, if you made a promise to yourself to show up, but you made a promise to other people to show up, you should do that. Because let's think about how this plays out. You say, oh, I'm going to make a video. I'm so excited. And I'm going to show up every single week. And you do it for 3 weeks and then you fall off. They're not going to follow you. That's not what leaders do. So if you're going to be a leader and you're going to step out and you're going to actually own this, then you also need to own consistency and discipline. Because here's what happens as a creator, especially when you start something new. Something shiny is going to look a lot better than what you actually have committed to. And so when I'm saying you need to win on YouTube by being consistent, you don't have to be the best. You don't have to have the best camera, the best lighting, the best lens. You don't even have to have the best content. But what you do need to have is consistency and discipline in who you are serving. So number 1, you need to know your niche. Number 2, you need to ask specific questions. And number 3, you need to be consistent and disciplined. And the last one, which I think is the most important, is that you need to be for the viewer.
Yeah.
YouTube is selfish. When you think about it, YouTube is about you. But I need you to take those and move that out. It's about the viewer. It's about one person on the other side of that lens. So rather than things like, hey guys, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you guys showed back up. No. It's me and her. We're having a conversation. It's me and him. He's the one that has the problem. I'm not usually watching YouTube in a large group setting. I'm usually on my phone watching, and it's me and one other person connecting. So I really want you to be for your viewer. And here's what this means. When you start doing YouTube, you're going to start feeling like you're talking about the same things over and over and over. And guess what? You probably are, because people need to hear things 7 to 13 to 30 times before they actually take action on something.
Wow.
And so when I say before the viewer, I mean show up for them. I mean talk in simple terms. I mean actually answer the questions that they're asking. So this reminds me of Mary, who is a creator inside of our Video Ranking Academy community. Mary is in her 60s, and Mary loves traditional cooking. Yes, Mary. And she started a YouTube channel, and she decided that she was only going to talk about nutrient-dense cooking because that's her sweet spot. She was teaching young mothers how to do it in her home, and her son said, Mom, you should do this on YouTube. And so she did. She grabbed a camera. She had her son help her. They started going through our academy, learning how to do step-by-step, how to make YouTube videos the right way. And all of a sudden, she started to build this community around her. And in that community, she started building with other creators, and those other creators homesteading. And so Mary was like, well, these other channels are winning with homesteading. I should start making some homesteading videos. And guess what she did? She started making some homeschooling or homesteading videos, and her viewers went down. And her viewer like, hey, Mary, I need to learn how to make bread. I don't even know how to homestead yet. I'm not even to that point. I need to know how to make no-knead bread. I need to know how to make actual sandwich bread. I need to know how to make bone broth, right? Like very simple things. Well, now Mary has over 100,000 subscribers, and she's getting over 1.3 million views a month on her channel, all about making bread and bone broth. Okay. So when I'm talking about showing up for your viewers, I mean, answer the questions that they're asking. What are their struggles? And you may think Mary has been making bread for the last 50 years. To her, this is like, she could do it in her sleep, but she's showing up for the audience in the way they need her, which is how to make no-knead sandwich bread. That now is a video that's getting like, I don't even remember how many views it is, but her whole channel gets 1.3 million views a month. She's now created online courses. She sells recipes. She has a cookbook. She is now Mary, the traditional cooker on YouTube. She's created her own cooking show and is now actually creating income for her family beyond what she was able to do. So that's what I need you to do if you're going to get started on YouTube. 1, you need to know your niche. 2, you need to ask specific questions. 3, you need to be consistent and disciplined. And 4, you need to show up for your viewer. Well, those are some of my tips. I can't wait to get into some of the Q&A, Rachel. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go through them in order, right? Okay. What if you are the business owner who says, well, my niche is staffing. My niche is whatever. Is that specific enough, or how specific do you need to go with your niche?
Yeah, really great question. So that to me is a niche. If you were to say, oh, I'm in employment, that's an industry, but staffing is a niche of that, right? Like that's actually like moving people from one place to another, connecting different businesses. That is super important. That to me is already niche. And there's probably hundreds of questions that people have about that, either industry or pivoting and deciding, am I going business to business or am I going business to customer? What if someone needs to learn how to get a job? Maybe they need to know how to write a resume, right? There's all these pieces that go along with it that could be supplemental content that you could be making on your YouTube channel.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So the first one is know your niche.
Yep.
Number 2, are we to
ask specific questions?
I thought so. All right. The ASQ, ask specific questions. All right. So we talked about, typing into YouTube for concrete or something like that. Aside from that, how else, because I know you guys have some awesome recommendations on tools for this, how else can people find out what their potential customer is actually searching for already?
Yeah, there are some really great tools out there. And we really do say start with Google and YouTube first, because that's where you're going to be putting your content. So to know exactly what they're putting into that search bar is highly important. And I recommend doing this like I said, on Google and YouTube. Those are 2 free tools that you can use. Another tool that we use is called vidIQ, and you can get a free trial at vidiq.com/think. We've partnered with them to help creators be able to get free trials to try out their more advanced parts of it. But they have a free version that I've used for the last 2 years that I love. And part of what vidIQ does is they have vidIQ keywords. And they go even deeper into consumption. They go deeper into how many people are searching, but then not even that, like demographically. They have so many pieces of analyzing not only your videos, but other creators' videos and the actual search terms. So I would recommend vidIQ. And then we also use another tool called Uber Suggests. You can use Uber Suggests and it does the same thing. It does keyword research. My last tool is called Ask the People. Ask the People, I think you can go up to 10 Ask the Peoples per day. So for free, you can do 10. And what that looks like, you go in and I can type in the word homeschool. And it's going to bring up this really cool grid and graph that talks about all of the different ways that people are talking or asking about homeschool. So you can get exact questions right from Ask the People that allows you to know really what people are searching for. And so what we say is you take all of those pieces. It's like the ingredients. You take all of them. Not one is the only one you should use, but you kind of look at all of them and you generalize, okay, people are asking, for me in my niche, people are asking how to create a YouTube video with your smartphone for free. Okay, well, I'm going to make that video because I'm seeing that that's what people are actually asking for. And so I'm going to share in that video the tools they need and the software they need and the step-by-step on how to do it because I know that that's actually what they're asking for.
So then when you have those answers, should you literally title your your YouTube video, how to create a YouTube video with your smartphone for free?
Yes, that is what's great about this is that it's already giving you the answer rather than having to be clever and catchy in your titles. It really is just about getting that keyword phrase as the title. And you want to supplement that with a really great thumbnail. That's really important. So making sure your thumbnail is viewable on a smartphone because more people are viewing YouTube on their smartphone than they are desktop. And you want to make sure that it's clean and that it is a supplement to the actual title of the video. And we like to use other power words like best or cheap or budget or free or ultimate or right. Like you can also emphasize with additional power words, but those aren't going to play in the actual keyword phrase. Those are actually just speaking to the human that's going to click on it. So let's say I decided to do how to get a blurry background dash step-by-step for beginners. That's totally different than how to get a blurry background dash my best lens recommendations.
Yeah.
Those can be two different because I'm speaking to a beginner about how to actually do it. But then the next one, I'm actually speaking to the tools that I'm using. So you can do, does that make sense? Like you can make two different videos on the same keywords and you're just speaking to the different parts of those keywords.
Sure. So this is super helpful. Thank you.
Yes. YouTube 101. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. So I was going to say, I have some more YouTube 101 questions.
Yes.
So you've done the search. I know we still have 3 and 4 to get to, and I want to come back to those. But okay, so you've done the search. You know what people are asking for. You know your niche. You've got a title. You've got a thumbnail. You're uploading your video to YouTube. And there is the ubiquitous question, tags.
Yes.
And that little blurb that's like, this doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Does it actually matter? And how much does it matter? And how do you know what tags?
Yes, really great question. There is kind of this, I wouldn't say disagreement or there's kind of two sides to this. Some creators say tags don't matter at all. They don't matter at all. But here's the thing. And some creators say tags are ultimate and they matter so much. Here's what you need to look at. Who's saying what, right? So the creators that people kind of threw the baby out with the bathwater. Let me explain why. Because tags alone by themselves actually don't hold any weight to where your video goes. But tags for creators actually carry a ton of weight because they determine the topic of the video. So if the topic of the video is how to create a video with your smartphone, and my tags are all about how to create videos for beginners, YouTube channel for beginners with smartphone, like there's supplemental tags, there's supplemental keyword phrases that go along with what my ultimate topic of the video is. And so in that way, tags matter a ton because YouTube uses tags, title, and description to actually calculate in the cool YouTube world what this video is about. So they need to know with as much information as possible what your video is about. So when we say they threw the baby out with the bathwater, they were saying, well, no, tags alone don't actually make a difference. And I would agree. We agree with that. But tags and description and title actually all together, the three of them together, make a huge difference in the outcome of your video. So should you go in and replace tags so it gets ranked on other things? We don't recommend that that's necessarily the trick to getting your videos seen. What it is, it's just helping YouTube say, hey, my topic is about homeschooling. And so it could be homeschooling for beginners. I talk about homeschooling for kindergarten in here. So I'm also going to put homeschooling for kindergarten. And then I also talked about some resources. So I'm going to put the actual name of those resources, because if someone goes to YouTube and they type in homeschooling for kindergartner and YouTube goes, hey, no one else has tagged a video with that, mine's tagged with that, boom, my video is going to be the one that shows up. So tags hold a huge weight in relation with what they're with. It's not necessarily just the tags themselves. And we recommend never doing a single word keyword. So don't put in like hashtag pets if you're a dog trainer. You want to put in things like the actual keyword phrase in the tag. Let's say you're doing a video about helping your puppy stop biting. Your actual tag would be like puppy basics for beginners, or how to get your dog to stop biting. Those are actual keywords. Those are the phrases that you would use in your tags. You wouldn't just do like hashtag pets in Denver if you're in Denver. You want to actually have substance to what those are so that they actually go with the title and the description.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's super helpful. I didn't know that you did a whole phrase. Mm-hmm. That's very good to know. All right.
So you would supplement with the other ones, right? So if you're talking about Instagram for business, you could also then use tags that say like Instagram for business professionals, because that maybe is another word on there that someone would have typed in, and your video could then show up for them.
Gotcha. Very cool. I'm chewing on all kinds of things already. I love it. All right. So number 3, the words that we as entrepreneurs do not love.
Yes.
Discipline and consistency. Not that we don't want to be disciplined and consistent, but because we are known for chasing shiny things, because we already have the next great idea, which is fabulous. So as far as discipline and consistency, what are some tips for the entrepreneur who maybe is stuck in squirrel mode?
Yes. One of the biggest things I do as a creator, because, I'm busy too. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a homeschool mom. I'm in ministry. I have a social life, I'm busy too. And I love Netflix. Let's be honest. Like I really do love Netflix also. So I'm not against binge watching your shows, but one of the biggest things that I recommend for creators is to batch produce their content. So if you're going to sit down to record one video, why not record 2? Or 3. So if you already know going into your video production day what your video is about, maybe you've done a scripting time where you kind of jot down like, I think today I'm going to talk about homeschooling versus public schooling. That's what I do for my homeschool channel. And I'm going to do 5 differences. Okay. Difference number 1, point number 2, point number 3. Do I need any resources, or what does that look like? So I've scripted out my video in a way that allows me to know how I'm going to be walking through my content. But if I'm going to take the time, ladies, to put on my makeup, actually put on a nice shirt, do my hair, get my kids in a room so they're quiet, set up the lighting, get the camera, get the mic. If I'm going to do all of that work, why do it for just one video? And so in order to stay consistent and disciplined, we recommend that you post 1 video a week minimum on YouTube. Well, if you sit down 1 time a month and record 4 videos, you've got all the month in one setting. Yes, you do need to sit down and do the editing, and you need to upload it and get your thumbnail. You do have other things to do, but the biggest project, actually creating the video, is already done. So you can actually do YouTube right in 10 hours or less a week if you're smart about how you're using that time. So to stay consistent and to stay disciplined, we recommend that you do a batch shoot day. And here's a mistake that I made. You want to change your shirt. You want to change your hair. You want to make it look like you recorded 4 different videos, or 4 different settings at 4 different times, but you didn't. You just change your shirt. You just put another sweater on. You just put a cute clip in your hair, right? You just did those little things that kind of changed it a little bit, but you were still sitting down on the same day, shooting all 4 videos and getting your work done. That's how creators are able to stay consistent when they're already doing the work that they have at home and they're already taking care of their kids or they're already homeschooling, whatever it is they're doing. If you can just commit to creating in batches, you'll start to see your YouTube channel rise.
That's awesome. That's such a good tip.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know we talked about this before we started recording today, but as far as consistency, I know when I launched my podcast, the big question was what day should it come out? What time?
Mm-hmm.
And I know for YouTube, that's another thing, right? So I'm going to throw a little curveball in the question. So now that YouTube Live is a thing, is it better to do it live or is it better to pre-record and have those episodes drip out on a certain day?
Yeah, really great question. We actually recommend both. And we want you to do both because as a creator, you should get used to creating content in like a controlled setting, right? There's different types of content that you create depending on where you are. But live video, as in all platforms right now, is hot. It is what the algorithm loves, and it will dish up your content to more people at one time. And what is great about YouTube Live is that you can fully optimize your video before you actually go live, which is totally different than what you can do on Facebook or on Instagram, right? You can actually make the video with your description, with your tags, with your title, with your thumbnail, all ready before you hit the go live button. So if you're short on time, like I am and a lot of entrepreneurs are, you can just commit to going live. You would prepare the video the same exact way that you prepare a batch shoot day, but you're just going to decide that I'm going to go live. I'm going to teach. I'm not going to talk to the audience as if it's a conversation. I'm not going to shout anyone out or anything like that. I'm just going to go live. I'm going to make the video that I would have made if I was sitting down. And then here's what you do. You tell your audience after, right? So you finish the video, you come back on for Q&A or talking or whatever that looks like. And you have a whole engagement video that doesn't have the constraints of actually trying to make a video. Because what is so different about YouTube than any other platform is that video that you just did going live is now an evergreen piece of content, meaning that video will work for you again and again and again and again. So you can do both. You can create videos that are happening like a batch shoot day and actually create the video, edit it, do all the things. Or you can go live and just do a video, talking head type video. Now, here's a couple tips. You said, when should you post? vidIQ actually does have a really great part of their software that tells you the best time that your content should go out. So it tells you the best day and time, and it gives you based on the audience that will view your content. And how YouTube works is they only deliver your video right when you release it to a number of your subscribers, not all of them, but a number of them. And if a majority of them consume it, it then goes to a wider bucket of more of your subscribers. And if those people consume it, then YouTube says, hey, this is a great video. We should throw this into what's called suggested videos, which means other people who watch this type of content will now see your video coming up next when they're starting to watch other videos. It comes up on the side, or it'll just be the next video that plays. And so that's how you can allow for those videos to be a part of it. And a really great software if you want to do teaching style content. So if you want to show slides, or you want to do an interview and bring people on, or you want to do a way that you can maybe channel. For us, we do channel reviews. So we pull up the internet and we show people, or you want to show an article, is a company called StreamYard. You can use StreamYard connected to YouTube, and you can go live, and it looks really professional because you can have branding, you can do multiple screens. It allows you to do a lot of functionality, and it's super easy to use. So if you want to kind of level up what your live stream looks like, you can use a software like that.
That's very cool. All right. So we have know your niche, ask specific questions, discipline and consistency, and now before the viewer. What are some tips that you have about that?
Yeah, I think my biggest piece is that you taking you out of it, right? Like I said, it's you taking you out of it. But my biggest tip is a lot of people say, well, I don't really know what I want my YouTube channel to be about. Maybe they're really young, in business and they don't really know what their thing is. I would say, what are you most commonly asked about? Like, what is your gift? What is your talent? What is your thing that people kind of know you for? I'm known because I love YouTube and I love social media. People come to me all the time asking questions about it. I'm also known for homeschooling because I talk about it all the time. So those are things I'm known for. I know my friend Joanna, she's a runner. She's into fitness. I would go to her if I have questions about that. And I have another friend, Julie, who's really into nutrition. I would go to her about that. You kind of already know who the people are, and people think that about you. So if you're like, what are people asking? I don't know who is the viewer? I would just start to get on the phone with people or start to talk to your friends and say, hey, what do you know me for? Like, what am I good at? Sometimes we're so close to it. And then when they say, oh, well, of course, Joanna, you're the runner. And then you go, oh yeah, I am the runner. I know a lot. And then you say, hey, if you were to get into running, what questions would you have? And you just got a little notepad and you just go, they would say, well, like, do you need different kind of shoes for treadmill and outdoor? And you're like, no, you can use the same shoes. Doesn't everyone know that? No, they don't. So it's being for the viewer is actually listening to how they're asking the questions and not feeling like you're too knowledgeable to go to the beginner level. Beginners don't know anything. They don't know what they don't know. So if I'm going to plant a garden, I don't know what kind of soil I need. But if you've been gardening for 10 years, you're like, well, of course you need compost and nitrogen in the soil. I'm like, where do you even get nitrogen? Do you buy that at the store? So it's even those kind of questions. Where to buy compost is a question if you're a gardening channel. So it's listening to how they're asking those questions and knowing that you're not creating videos for yourself. You're creating videos to actually create a deeper relationship, to actually help people change their lives. That's what YouTube's really about. It's not actually about you becoming a creator, you becoming famous, or you having a million subscribers. It really is about you creating content that deepens a relationship, that changes someone's life. And that is way more impactful than anything else to me in the world.
I love that. I love that so much because you guys are that way. That's how you show up. That's how you show up for people. Now you said you're putting out content Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's a lot of content to be putting out.
It's a lot of content. Yes. It's a lot.
And it's really the way that you show up for people like me. So
yeah.
I'm grateful for it.
And we've built a team to do that. I don't want that to sound like, wow, they're putting out that much content. We have 3 other full-time creators on our team. We've not me personally, but like the business itself, Think Media, has reinvested what we've made in our online education right back into people. And that has been a huge thing that I applaud Sean and Sonia, the CEO and CFO of Think Media, for doing, because they just reinvest back into people so that they can have more peace of mind, so that they can be creating in other things, so they can champion other people. And for us, we're using YouTube as a platform that is speaking life and is speaking truth and is helping creators. And so for us, we don't want to be limited by the number of videos, but we also know that there's only so much one person can actually do. And so as you're growing and as you're building, I would say really look at what are you the only person that can do? Like, I'm the only person that could do this podcast with you talking from my experience. But I have a team. I have an assistant that helps me with my email. I have someone that helps me create videos. I have, someone that taught me how to use this microphone. I have people on our team that are there to help and support us as we grow this large company. So it's never just one kind of creator. And you could be a solo creator, which is fine. But just knowing that as you want to level up and reach more people, that building a team around your YouTube business, because that's what it is. Remember, you can make money off of YouTube. Yeah. Building people around that specific business is going to be key to you actually getting real momentum in the future.
Absolutely. That's awesome. All right. So we've talked about 4 key things to get started. Is there anything else that you would say to a business owner who has heard this and was like, all right, it's time to get on YouTube. Mm-hmm. All right, have some ideas. Okay, I love that you touched on that in terms of calling a friend, because I feel like particularly as business owners, that's where we get stuck, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're not trying to vlog our lives. We're like, all right, we want to get on, but I don't know what to talk
I
about.
don't know what to do. Yeah.
What's the content? And so that's
Yeah.
such a great strategy that you gave of like calling a friend
Mhm.
or calling one of your best customers and say, hey, what do you know us for? What are the
Yes.
questions, you know, that you would have if you hadn't tried this product before, or if you hadn't used this service, or,
Mhm.
you know, something like that.
Mhm.
So they've got the 4 key strategies. They've got some ideas. They're going to call a friend or a customer. Where do they start?
Yeah. Here's the thing. You need to start with your AVL, your audio, video, and lighting, because that's another thing. People will get hung up on the gear. I call it the fear of the gear, because let's face it, like this camera back here and this microphone and these box lights, that is intimidating if you've never used any of this, but this is all you need. You literally need a smartphone. You need a great way to get some lighting. That could be purchasing some actual lights that you'll use consistently, or just using a window. I mean, you really don't have to go crazy with it, but you want to always be thinking, what is my AVL, my audio, video, and lighting? Audio actually matters more than video quality. So you want to make sure that you're connected to something. If it's your phone, it's a good microphone. Right now, we're using some pro microphones to be able to make this audio sound great, but you can use something as cheap as a $20 microphone off of Amazon that plugs into your phone or into your fancy camera, and that's going to just level up the quality. And then with video, you just want to make sure that you're framed nicely in the frame. You're smiling at the camera. You're talking at a normal pace. You're going to mess up, and that's okay. You just want to make sure that the video comes across professional, right? You want to make sure that you got your best face on. It's not the day to not do your hair. That's what you want to do. And then lighting, ladies, let me tell you, lighting is key. If there's no lights, I'm not doing a video, because it makes me look so much better, because lighting just emphasizes things that we naturally see when we're with each other. But on video, it's completely different. So get in front of a good window, get some good lighting in front of you. If you have a smartphone, you can get a $20 light that fits right on there if you're just videoing with your smartphone. But you want to think AVL. And then business owners, you have to just press record. You have to just do it. You have to punch fear in the face and actually just do it, because your first videos are going to be your worst videos. And so my biggest recommendation is get those out of the way. Start messy, mess up, post a video and look at it a week later and go, I can't believe that is on the internet for people to see. But you know what? You did it. You made that video, and you're going to keep making videos because you have people that you want to be impacting. You have lives that need to be changed. And if you hold yourself back from not making those videos, you're holding other people back from their lives changing. So get out of your own way, get out of your own head, talk to one person in the camera. You're not talking to thousands of people's or millions of people's. You're probably going to start talking to 10 people, and then 100 people, and then 1,000 people, and then 10,000 people. But every single time you're looking at that camera, I'm looking at her. I'm looking at the girl I know I'm talking to. I'm looking at Rachel right now going, you're going to start your YouTube channel? Come on, we got to do this. And that's all I'm looking at. I'm not thinking about all the people, or I'm not thinking about my mom seeing this or my brother seeing this. Like, it really is about her. For me, it's who am I changing? Who am I there to serve? And I'm just going to speak to her like we're sitting down right now, like we are, Rachel, having some water on a Friday afternoon, you know?
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's so helpful, because I think that, I'm not going to say eliminates like the freeze. Oh, speaking of lighting, I don't know what's going on with my lighting right now with where the sun is. I actually do have box lights up, but anyway. Hashtag real life.
Hashtag this is part of video creation, but you know what? The content matters more. It matters more. What we're talking about right here, this is life changing. That's what I think about every time. Like, if my mic goes out, I'll just talk without the mic. If the video looks bad, oh well, we'll just keep going. Like, move on to the next project. Most people want to re-optimize and make it better. You have more things to create. You are not on this earth to create one video. It's not your, what is it called? Your opus. You're not going to create one film. People create more content. People need to create more content so they can win, versus one thing and they just sit there and with their hands up like, I don't know, it didn't work. You got to create a ton of content. Okay. That's a big part of this.
Yeah. I think that's so important now that I'm actually looking at myself and not just at you. All I can see is like where the sun is hitting me. But I think that's such an important thing, because it's that like analysis paralysis. You're like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, what if this isn't perfect? Oh my gosh, the sun is like halfway on my face, you know?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh, I sneezed. Oh my gosh, I meant to say this. I said the name of our company wrong. That you probably want to re-record.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. That's why editing's great, right?
editing is great.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, to your point, I love the way that you guys say that. And I remind myself of that. Like your first videos are your worst videos. Like just punch fear in the face and press record. Just get it out of the way. Like you can always, it's easier to steer a moving car than a parked one.
Amen. Like, that is so true.
You know?
Yeah. Possibilities happen when action is taken. It's, you know, like, oh no, well, how am I going to get known? Well, you're not going to get known sitting at your house, not ever making anything for people to find. You know, it's like, you got to be in action. And the best thing ever is editing. When I started talking to the camera, I would mess up all the time. I would say, I would be looking away. I would just mess up. But editing is your best friend. So, you know, when you do a clip, smile at the end. So that when you make a jump cut to the next clip, it looks like you just meant to do that. Editing's amazing. So
it's true. It's a real thing. It's true in audio as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, Heather, thank you so much for, oh my gosh, so much gold that you dropped today. How can the brand bosses continue to connect with you and Think Media and all of the incredible trainings and resources and, of course, YouTube channels that you guys have?
Yes. So, we have 2 YouTube channels that we'd love for you to be a part of the community with. That's Think Media. You can literally just type that in YouTube and you'll get thousands of free video content that we've created to help you get started today. And then we have the Think Marketing Podcast, which is a way to go deeper. That's where we have the conversations about like, how do you know, like, our views and why does it matter? How do you work with kids and create content? You know, we really just go deeper into being a creator. And then we also, if you would like to know, like, how do I do YouTube on a deeper level, together a free on-demand class that you can take. And that is at thinkmasterclass.com. That allows you to go there, take that class. We walk you through a little bit deeper than what I did today. And at the end of that, we let you know online education program. So if you want to join our community deeper and you want ongoing YouTube coaching, we offer that as well. But whether you take it or not, we're here and we want you to be part of the community of creators who are creating great work that are making an impact in people's lives.
Awesome. Thank you so, so much. It has been such an honor to have you here today. Brand bosses, I am sure that if you don't have a YouTube channel, you are now thinking about one and thinking about how to start one, not just because of being a YouTube star or anything like that, but because it's a way to truly show up for the people that we serve, which is why we get up every day and do what we do. So we hope you found great value in today's episode, which I'm sure you did. If you did, please rate, review, subscribe, and share with your friends. I want to empower as many as I can to rock your brand like a boss. We'll catch you on the next episode. Keep rocking.